Last night was insane. The draft is always. It's one of the biggest nights of sports and determines the direction that 32 franchises will go. Let's break it down pick by pick and deem the biggest winners and losers of the 2026 NFL Draft. 1. Fernando Mendoza. Yeah, who didn't expect this? This was mocked for like 3 months. Put $15,000 on this, get yourself a free lunch. I made a vid on him a few weeks ago, but Mendoza was a no-brainer pick for the Raiders. Geno Smith was horrible last year, and they clearly needed a reset. With Clint Kubiak, their quarterback of the future, Ashton Jeanty, Tyler Linderbaum, all these pieces they're bringing together, the Raiders have a good team. It looks like they have the pieces and the infrastructure within the organization for Mendoza to be at a pretty good spot. This might be their first step into climbing out of the depths of the NFL world. Okay, on to number 2. This is where the draft started. It started with the Jets. The pick is in. I'm a Jets fan. It's between Arvell Reese or David Bailey for the Jets right now. I want Arvell Reese a lot more than David Bailey. I don't like David Bailey. I really hope all the David Bailey tape has been smoked, but please let it be Arvell Reese. Please, 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 please.
The New York Jets select David Bailey.
No! 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 And I had a lot of emotions with this pick. Yeah, I was disappointed by the pick. Listen, David Bailey isn't the worst prospect ever, but he's easily overdrafted due to how porous his edge class is. Ruben Bain was one of the better players in college, and Arvell Reese was mocked alongside David Bailey for months on end. But it feels like David Bailey is getting drafted this high by default. Ruben Bain has extremely short arms. Arvell Reese has never played edge before. David Bailey was the safest pick, but he doesn't have close to the highest ceiling. And it's obvious that in the position that Aaron Glenn is in right now, the safest pick gives him the best shot at his job. First, I really dislike this pick, bro. Oh my god. Next, the Arizona Cardinals. Turns out the love hype was real. There's always going to be some risk with taking a running back at 3, and it's an interesting move because they did sign Algier in the offseason, and Arvell Reese was on the board, somebody who I thought they were going to take. If you look at this Cardinals team, look at the extreme holes they have, look at the fact that they do not have the infrastructure to take a running back, then I don't really understand why you're taking him over an edge rusher. I get it, you want to go with talent, but you re-sign James Conner, you sign Tyler Algier, and you're not contending immediately. Jeremiah Love is going to end up being the 7th highest paid running back. That just does not make sense. That's not how you build a championship winning team. I'll have to give this a D+ or C-. Next up is the Tennessee Titans. Pick is in. No trades yet. Didn't really expect a trade here, but I think Salah got Arvell Reese. I know Salah from his time with the Jets. He's going to use Arvell Reese so well, dude.
There's no way it's not Arvell Reese. Like, I'm thinking Arvell Reese with Robert Saleh, and I'm like, I know he's salivating at that shit. If you think about what Saleh likes in defensive ends or defensive pieces, fast, tough, and physical, I mean, Arvell Reese fits that 100%, even though if he's a little raw. I think Arvell Reese goes here. I don't think it's that much of an option. Well, outside of that, I don't see anybody else. Maybe Sonny Styles, I guess, but, like, I don't know. It's gonna be Arvell Reese here, I'm pretty sure.
With the 4th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select
Darnell Tate.
Darnell Tate! Yeah, I did not see that coming at all. I don't hate the pick entirely. I see the vision and I understand why Tate was picked here. Much like Bailey, he was the cleanest wide receiver prospect of the big 3 in his position, despite maybe not having the ceiling of the other guys. But he's actually pretty good, so I think much higher of this pick than I think of Bailey. As fun as it would have been to see Robert Saleh with Arvell Reese, getting Cam Ward a receiver is much more consequential. B+. Finally, my New York Giants who were on the clock. I did not see that shit coming at all, but I was very happy with the pick.
I love it! I absolutely love it! Oh my god, I did not even see that coming. Oh my god, we got Arvell. I love Arvell Reese so much, thank god.
After the Jets lost him, I thought it was over. I thought I would not have Arvell Reese playing for one of my favorite teams. But I love the fact that the Giants got it. I thought this was a prime trade down spot to the Chiefs or something like that. But his versatility, the chess piece that he has, gives the defense loads of flexibility, even if he doesn't rush the passer on day 1. Yeah, I loved it. I love it. I can't wait to see how Denard Wilson uses it. And despite the mixed reactions to this pick, I don't think he's inherently a worse prospect at linebacker than Sonny Styles is. There's nothing close to wrong with this pick. I cannot be happier. 6. Chiefs, Mansour Delane. I thought Bain was a possible option here, but again, with the cornerbacks that they lost in the offseason, getting Mansour Delane was the obvious choice. And I loved it. Can't wait to see how he does. They needed their guy, and they got it. It's a good combo of filling a need and getting the best player available that isn't really easy in the draft. 7. Washington. Sonny Styles falls right to them. Great selection. Athletic freak of a player, best player available, fills a position of need for the Commanders. Can't say I really blame them. I thought this was a Jeremiah Love landing spot, but with the Arizona Cardinals kind of reaching for him, this was the next best option. I think the Commies would have been cool with any of the elite defensive prospects if they were to fall to him, and Sonny Styles is one of those blue chip players that did indeed fall to him. Next up, Jordan Tyson. His resurgence has been actually pretty cool. He was considered the top wide receiver coming into the offseason, and then he fell off during the draft process a lot because teams were a little bit concerned with his injury history. I thought he was an option at 10 for the Giants, but the Saints needed their wide receiver 1 and they scooped him up for Tyler Shuck. He's the best traditional X receiver in this draft class. He has a higher ceiling than Darnell Tate, and he's not a slot like Makai Lemon. I think despite his injury concerns, the juice that he has warrants him getting selected in the top 10. I kind of cannot believe that for a while he was considered to fall into the 20s of the first round. That's kind of ridiculous for his talent. Cleveland! This was obvious. I expected one of the top tackles to go to them, Francis Maui Noah or Spencer Fano. They lost all 5 of their starters on the offensive line this season, and they needed to fill that out somehow. Fano, in my opinion, is the better pure tackle, and he doesn't have the injury concerns that Maui Noah has, which fits exactly what the Browns need. All of the top receivers were gone too, so that kind of paves the path for Fano to get selected here. Next is the Giants' second pick. I was really excited for this one.
Listen, it gotta be Downs here. For the Giants pick, it gotta be Downs. It could be Ione, outside chance of Ione, or Maui Noah, but I think the Giants absolutely love Downs. There's no way to me it's not.
I'd be shocked if it isn't Downs here.
With the 10th pick in the 2026 NFL
Come on,
Draft,
Downs.
the New York Giants select Francis.
Oh,
Fuck me.
Listen, I don't despise this pick, okay? Despite how it sounded, I don't hate the pick. I easily see the logic in picking Maui Noah. A guy with guard tackle flexibility gives you versatility all across the offensive line. And I think when John Harbaugh looked at the offensive line and he saw a camp battle between Daniel Falele and Evan Neal, he knew he had to pick guard at some point during this draft. Maui Noah isn't a bad prospect in and of itself, but it kind of sucks to see what happened next. Listen, if you felt that Maui Noah was better than Caleb Downs, then I can't blame you, but I have a tough time believing that's true. I'm pretty sure the Giants value that flexibility that Maui Noah brought, with Jermaine Illuminor coming off of surgery this offseason, Andrew Thomas's tendency to get injured, and their guard positions being pretty weak, and felt that picking Maui Noah adds more to the team than picking Downs does. And I'm not going to say I blame them, but I am going to say that mentality when drafting is very dangerous. Look, again, the pick makes sense. It's not a bad pick, but Caleb Downs, man. Oh my God. I understand what the Giants were doing. I get it. But passing on Caleb Downs and the Cowboys pouncing on him a pick after, that's a tough pill to swallow. I can't wait to see how this ages for the Giants. I don't feel like talking about the future implications of passing on the best player in this class for a tackle with a bad back. I'll just give this an A+ and move on. 12, Kaden Proctor. He's fucking huge, but his floor is so ridiculously low that I'm just scratching my head at why they didn't decide to take Ruben Bain, or why they traded out of 11 and decided to give the Cowboys Caleb Downs. I understand if you like Kaden Proctor's size, but I don't understand why you're steering 2 of the best players in the draft and you take one with the lowest floor when you need everything. This team doesn't specifically need an offensive line, they need a lot of stuff in general. Taking a guy that developmental is puzzling. I'll give it a D+, I guess. Whoa, what is this? Yeah, no, the Ty Simpson stuff is super fun because there's so much hilarious stuff proliferating the internet around his drafting. Again, I'll never be mad at a team for taking a shot at a quarterback that they think could be their quarterback of the future, no matter how high it is. That being said, when you're on the verge of a Super Bowl and your quarterback is the former MVP, that pick could be the very thing that pushes you over the edge and grants you the ability to win a Super Bowl. Listen, neither one is right, neither one is wrong. But with Makai Lemon, Kenyon Sadiq, or the plethora of guys that could have helped this team on the board, picking Ty Simpson was a choice. Will they regret it? I don't really know. This was the biggest shock of the draft, but we have something that's not close to shocking at all, which is Ione going to the Ravens. I'm not particularly surprised that he dropped this far. This has been mocked a lot with the talent that the Ravens lost, But it's kind of interesting that, again, one of the best players in the class was able to fall into the Ravens' lap. This, again, is a rare combination of selecting the position they need and combining that with talent. I honestly really like it. Easy peasy, I'll give this an A. And I'll give the Ruben Bain pick another A too. Listen, a slide was a little bit expected from Bain. He just had way too many red flags to be picked where he once was mocked. But the Buccaneers getting this guy is very good for their team. They finally have the primary edge rusher, and they pair Vita Vea with Ruben Bain. That is a dangerous duo for defenses. Does this save Todd Bowles' job? I don't really know, but this is fantastic for them. And a step in the right direction. Speaking of a team taking steps in the right direction, I'll round this video off with the Jets. I did want Mekhi Lemon for the Jets, but they didn't. They picked Kenyon Sadiq. And that is a little puzzling because they did bring in Mason Taylor last year with a second-round pick, but Kenyon Sadiq is a talented player. They cultivate a really good pass-catching group that makes the Jets one of the better situations in the league for any rookie quarterback. Okay, for a couple reasons, I'm going to end this off at 16. I'm going to be honest, it's probably because that was the last pick in the first round, officially, for any of my favorite teams. Also, I think right as the Jets were picking, the Knicks got a game winner hit on them from CJ McCollum, and I just did not feel like taking any more notes on the draft. I will do a couple hot shots from the remainder of the draft. I like the Mekhi Lemon pick. I'm very annoyed that Harry Roseman was able to pull it off again, and I'm more puzzled that the Cowboys decided to gift Howie Roseman Mekhi Lemon just for no reason. Like, this didn't really even screw over another NFC East team. They just handed it to him, which is the most idiotic thing I've seen thus far, and probably overwrites all the good things that they did by picking Caleb Downs. I want to highlight another slot receiver being drafted in Omar Cooper Jr. This kind of goes hand in hand with the Kenyon Sadiq draft choice. If you look at their offensive talent now, it's Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper Jr., Kenyon Sadiq, Mason Taylor as their second tight end, and Breece Hall at running back. When you add the fact that they have two cornerstone pieces at tackle and not that bad of an interior offensive line situation, for a rookie quarterback, this is probably the best situation that you're ever gonna get. I'm really excited to see if they're able to get one of these elite rookie prospects next season and finally kickstart into contention.